are so many online marketplaces where you can buy clothes. There's eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, Grailed, Vestiaire Collective, OfferUp, Letgo, Craigslist, the list goes on and on. Each one of these has its own areas where it excels, but they also each have their own flaws. I have personally bought and or sold on every single one of these places, so I know all the ins and outs, and I'm going to give you all of the details. First off, just check the price. If the seller is savvy enough to know how to post something on one of these marketplaces, then they're also savvy enough to look up the item on Google and figure out a fair market value for it. So I'm sorry, but you are not gonna find a brand new with tags Gucci sweater for $100. It's just not gonna happen. Maybe you'll find one for $400, $500 that was used for a photo shoot or something and they don't need it anymore, but that's really the best you're gonna do. It's the truth, I am sorry. Check the seller's profile. Do they have a wide variety of items at realistic, fair prices? If so, that's a good sign. Is it all designer clothing, new with the tags at 1/10 the price of anywhere else on the internet? Yeah, that's probably fake. Do they have reviews on the marketplace from other buyers? If so, what do those reviews say? Do they have detailed pictures of the item? And if not, are they willing to provide them? Someone who's selling something real is likely to give you those extra pictures because they have nothing to hide and they want to show it's authentic just as much as you do. So sending you pictures of things like brand and fabric tags should not be an issue. But are there a really limited number of pictures from weird angles that maybe look like they're trying to hide something? Are they trying really hard not to show certain tags and things that could give it away? Do they refuse to provide more pictures to verify the authenticity? Probably fake. Simply Google the same model or item that you're looking at and see if you can find it on that brand's website or from retailers like Essence or Farfetch, things like that. Compare all of the info that's on those sites, if you find it, to the pictures and info that they give in the listing. Because at these retailers or on the brand's website, they'll often put things like country of origin, fabrication information that you can then verify against what it says on the tags of the piece. If you're extra concerned, there are marketplaces that authenticate. On Mercari and Grailed, it will sometimes say on the item, for certain items, that it has been digitally authenticated. If you want to be even more sure, you could use apps like Vestiaire Collective, The RealReal, or The Luxury Closet, where they get each piece in hand and verify them in person to make sure it's the real deal. If you've bought something that hasn't been authenticated and you can't tell on your own, there are services such as Real Authentication that can authenticate these things for you for as little as like $20. If it does turn out to be fake, you're not going to get that $20 or whatever it is back, but you will probably get your money back from the marketplace or PayPal. eBay, I'd say, has the largest selection, but there's also no authentication, and it can sometimes be kind of hard to navigate and find exactly what you're looking for. Poshmark also has a large selection and user base, but they also don't authenticate, and it's sometimes not as good for menswear. Depop is really, really good for a certain aesthetic. Like vintage, they're really good. If you're going for that certain like e-boy or e-girl or kind of influencer type look, you can probably find what you're looking for there. Mercari is kind of a place for anything and everything. The user base seems a little bit smaller maybe than some of the other big marketplaces, but they do also authenticate certain high dollar items. Grailed is the destination for vintage, designer, streetwear, and some luxury, and they authenticate a lot of the items on the site. Vestiaire Collective is awesome for vintage and luxury, and like I said, they authenticate every single item on the site. Places like OfferUp, Letgo, Craigslist, and Facebook Marketplace are kind of Wild Wests, honestly, but if you're willing to take the risk, you can find some gems on there. The first tip I can give here is to use marketplaces that allow you to make offers. So that rules out Depop, as well as the RealReal and the Luxury Closet, the latter two of which take huge cuts from sellers, so they therefore have pretty big markups. Poshmark will let you make offers, which is great, but they also take a bit of a bigger cut than most of the other marketplaces, so sellers may be less likely to give you the best deal there. For that reason, I'd say that eBay, Mercari, Grailed, and Vestiaire Collective are the best places to get the best prices. Of course, being a lowballer feels really scummy and it's kind of not cool, but if you're looking for the best price, you can always offer the lowest value that you're allowed to in that marketplace and then haggle with the seller from there. When you're buying from these places, you need to have a balance in what you're looking for and be willing to compromise. You're just not gonna find brand new designer clothing for 1/10 the price. But one that's gently used, probably gonna be a bit cheaper. Maybe one that's a little closer to the vintage side rather than from last season. Yeah, that's gonna be cheaper too. And this allows you to broaden your style, right? Maybe you'll find an older piece from a designer that you were looking for, but one that you're not familiar with because it's older or you just haven't seen it before. This allows you to find new things that are still within the universe of what works for you and your style. Use it as an opportunity rather than a limitation or something to feel down on yourself about for not having the budget to go buy items at full retail like Gucci or Louis Vuitton or wherever you're going. So those are all of my insider tips and tricks for how to find the cheapest, authentic designer, luxury, streetwear clothing that you can on these online marketplaces. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to this channel if you like it, leave a like for this video because that is so helpful to me, and I will see you next time.